Jason Mercier, Government Reform Center Director, and I think on behalf of the rest of the directors and staff, I'm going to recommend that Todd always goes last. Because he'll be the bald talk show version for WPC. I'm more the green eye shade analyst. But as Paul laid out, on Monday and Tuesday of next week, the daunted state budget will finally be released. In anticipation of that, back in December, we went line through line the current budget and identified over $3 billion worth of potential savings. So with that in hand, when the budget comes out and we see what they think they shouldn't be doing any longer, we'll be able to look at what it is that they're currently funding that we would term as a lower priority and offer that up as additional savings so that some of these programs that they're going to be saying they're going to have to eliminate, that will be the tearjerkers, the ones that will get the cries for the tax increases, we can say, well, you really don't need to do that. You just need to reprioritize what you're doing. And in case there's any doubt on whether or not there will be a tax package on the ballot, a bill was introduced this past week to lay that to rest. Under current ethics law, lawmakers may not use their resources, their staff, newsletters to campaign for ballot measures. Well, they dropped the bill this past week that would allow them to do all those things so they can campaign for their tax increase. So it's pretty clear what's coming down the pipeline. On the national level, we've also been working with some of our sister organizations to help Governor Jindal with his budget proposal. And before that was rolled out this past week, his office ran by our staff all of the recommendations that Louisiana agencies were making for savings, and we actually were able to vet them and let Jindal know what were good ideas and bad ideas. And most of those showed up in his recommendations. So as we move forward, the obstacles that we run into in Washington State, we may be able to play a little bit more in Louisiana to get a good example of what a performance can look like. Along with the budget, the other thing the Government Reform Center is focusing on is improving the transparency and accountability of state government. And to those ends, last year we made it a priority to work with lawmakers to put the state budget online. So you could go to one website, search it, find any details on state spending you want. You want to know how much the University of Washington football team spent on out-of-state travel, you can go to the website, you can find that out. It's called fiscal.law.gov. It's live now, and it's a great resource, especially next week when the budget comes out, to be able to go back and see, are they increasing spending, are they actually decreasing it, what are they doing that they previously weren't doing. So that's a resource that now is available to you. To follow up on that, we're thinking about tax rates. Now we can see what they're spending. What about the 1,800 taxing districts in the state of Washington? And the 3,500 various rates that those 1,800 districts issue. So what we're proposing is to take the technology from the state spending website, do the same thing with tax rates. You can type in your residence, type in your business, and find out all the taxing districts that you're subject to, all the rates that you're subject to, have a little calculator to calculate your potential tax burden. That bill was introduced this year. We're still hopeful it might move. It's also been introduced in Nevada and Iowa. So again, just like the Louisiana budget, we may see this reform come up in other states first to be able to come back to our lawmakers on why they should be doing it. Again, on the national front, I just came back from a meeting with Obama's budget people on their recovery.gov and stimulus package to try to help them work through what type of reporting information they should have. The questions they were asking are a little troubling when you consider the money's already made its way to the states. Basic questions like, what is a job? How should we define a job? Who should report what information? How do we determine success? So at least they're asking the questions now. They're looking for assistance, which we've been providing. And hopefully the state websites and the state reporting, which Carl may touch on, and can learn from some of the Fed's mistakes. So that's what we're working on short term, as well as a potential sneak peek on the tax increases. You may be something coming out of WPC next week or in a week and a half. I can't tell you what it is, but it'll be what we're going to be doing to try to fight back the tax increases. Keep your eye on it.